YouTube, we're coming in live. Just give us 30 seconds here while we organize ourselves. Okay. We're going to go live here as well on Instagram. Perfect. Instagram is good to go. The naming of this live is good to go. I think we're good to go, folks. I think we're good to go. All right, let me go ahead and go ahead and click live right here. Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Why are we not good to go? Why are we not good to go? Oh my goodness. I don't know why this Streamlabs changes the thing every single time. I had this whole setup here. Where's the Chrome? Why does this happen? Why does this happen all the time? Anyway, mi gente, we're gonna be talking about the Club World Cup hospitality ticket packages. Yes, that's right. You heard me correct. There is Club World Cup hospitality packages. There we go. There's the screen right there in front of you. So let's talk about it. Okay, probably for the vast majority of you, you probably do not care about the Club World Cup hospitality tickets. The only reason really we want to go look into it is to see if anything has changed in terms of the pricing, okay? Because we did do a review of these packages earlier this year, and so you could check that live stream out and then compare it to this one to see if anything did change or not, right? I doubt anything has changed, but we shall see. We shall see. In the meantime, please make sure that you are following me on all other socials. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and ask other questions too. We do not just have to talk about the Club World Cup, of course, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, it is fascinating that I think it's fascinating that FIFA is wanting to talk or wanting to even sell hospitality packages for the Club World Cup when they're already struggling so much to sell even just regular tickets for the Club World Cup. So it's I don't know who's going to be buying these tickets, to be completely honest with you. I do not know. So do you know the date for the general tickets on September 4th and the average price? We don't have an average price. We don't have a minimum price, except for what I reported from the Kansas City Public Broadcasting. And we don't have a specific date as to when the tickets will go on sale. It's September, okay? And that would be for the World Cup, okay? So yeah, obviously right now for the Club World Cup, tickets are on sale through Ticketmaster. But let's take a quick look through and see through the Club World Cup official hospitality site, which is being done by Beyond. What's the company called? I don't want to get their name wrong. Beyond Hospitality, excuse me. Let's just see what they got, okay? Again, I'm pretty sure that most of you will not be purchasing these hospitality packages because, I mean, look, quite frankly, these are expensive relative to, what we need to save for the World Cup and also relative to what we've seen for the World Cup in terms of those hospitality tickets and so on. So we're going to go ahead and take a look here. So single match packages starting at $386.25. And I believe that's going to be the club seats. Okay? Those are going to be the club seats. But as you can see here on the screen, to me, there's no significant price drop. Joel, I'll get to your question in a second about the World Cup pricing here. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much of a price drop. As you can see, the cheapest ticket in hospitality for the Al Ahly versus Inter Miami is the club seats at $829.25 a piece. Look, I'm sorry, but these games are just simply not worth that amount. So this might be a quick video. This might be a short review. We could talk about other topics as well. This is almost becoming kind of like the Travel Football Fan Show live every day at around 2 o'clock Eastern. So this is quickly becoming almost kind of like a radio show in many respects, where I'm pretty much just talking about all different aspects of these tournaments. So yeah, it might become that type of video today. And I'm open to answer all questions. So I am seeing the questions here on TikTok. So let me go ahead and I will answer those questions in a moment. Okay. But yeah, just scrolling down through here. Okay, we got maybe one hospitality package under $400 That is Flamengo versus Esperance Sportif de Tunis. That would be the club seat tickets for just under $400. And this would be at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. So, okay. I don't know. $400 for Flamengo versus Esperance Tunis doesn't really quite seem to kind of tickle anyone's interest there. You got one for $412, River Plate versus Uruguay Red Diamonds. But maybe that is a type of game that you want to actually be immersed with the fan base, not really be in hospitality. So there's that. Let's see here. Another game here. Pachuca versus Salzburg, $386. Honestly, quite frankly, it's, Mamelodi Sundowns versus Borussia Dortmund, maybe, just because if you're a Borussia Dortmund fan, maybe you can go for the club seats at Cincinnati's TQL Stadium. I would need some Cincinnati fans to join in here to tell me if that is a good seat or not. But quite frankly, it does not seem like any of these hospitality ticket packages for the Club World Cup make a lot of sense. Juventus versus Wydad, $393 at Lincoln Financial. I'm just literally trying to point any of the ones that are like close to $400. Here we go. Club Leon versus Flamengo. I've never been to Camping World Stadium. I can't tell you if those club seats are worth it. Another $400 one. This time Esperance Sportif versus Chelsea at Lincoln Financial. Borussia Dortmund versus Ulsan at TQL. Hard Rock Stadium, Mamelodi Sundowns versus Fluminense. Yeah, I think it's just very hard to justify spending $400 on any of these games for hospitality for the Club World Cup. I mean, we've already been almost kind of in an open revolt of sorts from the fan base, just by the volume or the lack thereof of ticket sales on the Club World Cup and just regular tickets. FIFA's desperate to sell the regular tickets for the Club World Cup, much less they're going to have any sort of opportunity here to sell the Club World Cup. I would be very curious to learn afterwards in the autopsy of these tournaments in terms of the sales and what happened and whatnot, if Beyond Hospitality even made money on this deal, right? I would be very curious to learn what is the amount that they bid for the right to sell these hospitality packages, but then also how much money they lost in this process. Because I would be very surprised if people are going for hospitality tickets, considering how people are revolting against the regular tickets. So, folks, from what I remember from my last YouTube live, which again, you can see my last review on these packages on my YouTube channel, based on what I remember, none of these prices dropped. Okay? So, you might say to yourself, okay, so this is a pointless live, why you're going on here, or anything like that. What would be some potential learning lessons here? Okay, the potential learning lesson here, okay, especially from the selling of these hospitality packages, is that if Beyond Hospitality is unwilling to reduce the price of their hospitality packages, then we should expect that similar behavior with On Location. I mean, if anything, we've already seen them increase the price by 60% on the Mexico hospitality packages. And we should expect that same behavior with FIFA. Okay, because FIFA hasn't even dropped their prices for the Club World Cup, for the regular tickets. Okay? So we can learn that lesson from just observing and analyzing the behavior of these entities that are selling these tickets. They are unwilling. They are so unwilling to drop the price, even if it means that they get more people to the stadiums, which basically is the objective. But the reasoning here is that they're probably just saying to themselves, if we reduce the price, we make it look like our brand, our product is not worth that much, and thus it makes it look quote unquote cheaper. And so this is why when fans are saying, when we apply, if my hypothesis is correct, of course, if we apply this for the World Cup, and when people have been saying, oh, that's good that the foreign fans ain't coming, they're not going to bother me because I'm going to be able to get more tickets because they'll be cheaper, probably not. Because if anything, FIFA's going to see declining sales, they're not going to reduce the price. At minimum, they just keep the prices the same. At worst, they increase them in order to try to make more money off of us, the American sports fan here living in the United States. So that would be my observation of these ticket packages for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. That would be my observation. Okay? These prices are not going down by Beyond Hospitality, so do not expect FIFA to bring those prices down. Do not expect On Location to bring prices down, because they've already said we're going to charge this amount and we will, in effect, die on the hill of charging those prices. Questions here. What Club World Cup game do you have the most interest in? Not really any. Maybe I'll go to one here in DC because I live in the area, but that's about it. That's about it. Yo, my man, in your opinion, what could be the price for the opening day in Mexico? It's always going to be more expensive, Joel. Which maybe this is a shameless plug of sorts. But I am partners with Absolute Sport. They are, and we are offering travel packages for the 2026 World Cup, especially for that opening day match at Estadio Azteca. If you're interested in learning more about those travel packages, which would include your game day ticket, hotel, and game day transportation, then go ahead and send me a DM afterwards via Instagram or TikTok for that, for those travel packages. They're not hospitality. Okay, they're going to be regular tickets, but they are a very good value considering, that they, would include your hotel. They would include your game day transit. It kind of makes a lot of the travel aspects of going to this World Cup a little bit easier for you in case you just find it very just difficult or stressful to plan your own travel. So hit me up afterwards, send me a DM, and then we'll go from there, okay? Now, let me go ahead and get some other questions here on TikTok. TikTok, thank you for dropping in those questions. Let me go ahead and try and repeat your questions here. I'm just going to go ahead and get a couple here. How much do I expect tickets to be? Again, we don't have the price list for the World Cup, right? Because since we're talking right now about Club World Cup, but for the World Cup at least, the only information we had was from the Kansas City Public Broadcasting interview with the CEO of Kansas City, and they were saying $323 to start. $323 to start. Okay. Mexico Hospitality was on sale already. Yes, and they stopped it in part because Estadio Azteca is going through renovations, but also On Location realized they could be making more money off of those sales, so they pretty much decided to go ahead and make more money and increase the price of those. So go figure. Single game tickets will be on sale this September. We don't have an exact date, but it will be September. Okay. It will be September 2025 when that first phase happens. We don't have any further information on that first phase, okay? I did create a YouTube video about the Qatar sales process, so you should check that one out just to learn the potential process, okay? It's going to be somewhat similar to that. Obviously, it's going to be, a couple of things that might be different, but you should at least go watch that video and inform yourself of, okay, what is the expected process, okay? That's going to help you out here, okay? All right, let's do just questions in the meantime, okay? Just drop questions here. This might be a shorter live than in other days that we've done this, but at the same time, it might not be, right? I'm happy to answer any and all questions related to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, 2025 Club World Cup, buying tickets, what's that process going to look like, even though, again, I just said we don't really have too much information on that. And then, of course, again, I did a live yesterday about this review of the FIFA Collect Drop Pack of the surprise quarterfinal, which I said do not purchase this one. Do not purchase this right to the final one as well, because those are both absolute trash. They're really not worth it. And really, there's no other good packs. Really, there really hasn't been any good digital packs to spend your money on, to be completely honest. But yeah, not any that are good, that are worth your money. And instead, I would suggest you either save your money for the regular tickets and going through that lottery process in September, or consider one of these packages with Absolute Sport. Did I go to Qatar, and how much do you think you spent total? How many games? Yeah, so I went to Qatar. I went to one game. I know, probably a long journey just to go to one game. But my wife and I were vacationing in the Emirates. So, it wasn't that we were just going for the World Cup. It was kind of like We'll catch the World Cup while we're vacationing in the Emirates. So we went to the Brazil South Korea round of 16 match. Um, I know how much I spent in total. The value total of that trip spent was easily $20,000. That was the value of the trip. We only spent out of pocket $5,000 out of pocket. Okay, the rest of it we used travel points and miles to allow us to fly business class on Emirates round trip from Dubai to DC, and 11 of our 15 hotel nights were free by using our hotel points. That's how we did it. That's how we did. The rest of the expenses were, just shopping, going out, eating, tours in the desert, those types of activities, right? But yeah, even when we went to Qatar, the hotel night that we stayed in Qatar, in Doha, was free because of hotel points. Our ticket to fly from Abu Dhabi to Doha was half off because we used travel points and miles and airline credits that we had from our credit cards to save us further money there. So yeah, we had a valued trip of $20,000, but we only spent $5,000 out of pocket. In effect, we saved 75% on our travel overall. How are you viewing the hospitality packages for the World Cup? When I go to the website, it says more info to come. Taylor, so I did do a full review of those hospitality packages 2 days ago. I did another live, which I do invite you to go ahead and check it out, of course. But I think that TLDR of that is those hospitality packages, unfortunately, are overpriced. Okay, they are not worth the amount of money that they're wishing to charge. Okay, it's a little too much money. Okay, because the problem is, right, and I think we were looking at one package in particular. Give me 1 second here. Let me go ahead and switch the screen in the meantime. I'll keep talking here. So I know it says be right back, but I'll talk in the meantime. I know there was a specific package, right, that was the Pavilion, MetLife Stadium. It would have given you 8 tickets, including the final. And for a lot of us, when we were doing the live, oh, look at that. Well, let me show you the page here. Okay, let me go back live here. Let me show you the page. I try to go to the on location page on FIFA.com, but it says the URL request was not found. Okay, maybe I typed something wrong. There we go. Maybe I typed something wrong. Okay, so I think this was the one. Oh, okay. Well, let me log in 2 seconds. Let me go back to be right back. But what happened was we found the Pavilion package for what was this for? I'm blanking out right now. For MetLife Stadium, and we saw that at first it said $10,000 and it included a ticket for the final, which we were like, well, this is amazing, right? This is actually not a bad deal, and you're seeing it right now on your screen. We went through this process. We selected the venue series, hospitality. Okay, we click continue, and we went FIFA Pavilion, $10,550. We thought, okay, this might not be a bad deal if you live in New York, you're not looking to travel for the World Cup. This might be a really, really solid deal. Okay? But then when we click on select the Pavilion, okay, and you're going to see what's going to happen here. We scroll all the way down. The price went up to $25,800. Okay? It went up $15,000 because of the final. So the final made that package almost, it doubled the price by itself. Okay? And this is on the FIFA's website, FIFA.com/tickets. Okay, so Taylor, go to FIFA.com/tickets and then scroll down to Hospitality 2026. Okay? And that's how you'll find it. And so we did this and we were super disappointed because then, wait a minute, now it's $25,000 because you're just making the final $15,000 by itself just for the Pavilion hospitality, which, in my respectful opinion, it's not much of a hospitality package. It's a bunch of tents, some beers, and some food. It's not, I think, if you're going to do hospitality, you got to go ball out. You go ball out. $7K for for a VIP experience, for a suite, that's probably gonna be more like $3,000-$4,000. But you ball out. If you're gonna do hospitality, you ball out. You don't do the pavilion, respectfully. Okay, so this is a lot. Okay, in comparison, right? Just to compare it. Okay, I think tickets for the Qatar World Cup final, just the ticket, right? Like category 1, 2, 3. I think the most expensive category 1 ticket, I think only went on sale for $2,000. Regular ticket, $2,000. I don't know why the balloons flew behind me. Apologies. I think it went $2,000. Okay. For what is this? For Absolute Sport, for the sports travel agency that I'm partners with, that we're offering these travel packages for the World Cup final, it's half that price. And you get your hotel covered, and you get game day transportation covered. I think it's half that price. Don't quote me on that one. I think it's half that price. It might be slightly higher. But at least you get, 3-4 nights in New York, and you get your game day transportation? I mean, that's a lot better than paying $15,000 alone on the pavilion seat. Okay? So that's the type of math I need you folks to understand. Okay? Jimmy, thank you for joining. I see you, Adrian. I see you. Yeah, if you have balloons for hospitality, yeah, they better welcome me with the balloons. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. They better welcome me with balloons if I decide to buy one of these. But no, Jimmy, we were reviewing the not on location, but the Beyond Hospitality Club World Cup hospitality packages, and we said there's no changes to it, so we decided to switch gears here. You can check out my previous review on YouTube that I did for those hospitality packages for the Club World Cup. But like I said, no price changes. Nothing's really different happening there. So we're just now talking about the World Cup on location hospitality packages, which, as you can see here, we thought we found the gem. The Pavilion package, New York, New Jersey, 8 games, the final included for $10,000. But no, psych! The final ticket is $15K, which then pushed the price up to $15,800. $25,800. So no gem. Maybe did I say maybe there was another gem, which was the 4-match maybe? No, it wasn't the 4-match. That was the gem. The only other potential gem is this one. There we go. Okay, look at this potential gem. Okay, of a package. And again, I stress potential. Italy, 1 package. Oh, they raised the prices on Italy now. Hey, they must be watching this. Chat, I think they're watching us. I'm not lying to you. Because I thought the other day the Italy package was at $6,700. We talked about this. Okay? We talked about this. I thought the Italy one was under $7,000, and now they pushed it up to $7,200. Oh, FIFA, you got us, fam. You got us. Hold on, select Pavilion. All right, so yeah, select the Pavilion. Yeah, follow my team. Hey, I thought Italy's was cheaper. Fam. Chat, please confirm. I think we had talked about this before. But this might be your quote-unquote cheaper option to follow the team if you want hospitality. Again, Absolute Sport, not as expensive. You get to follow your team, okay? So you can DM me afterwards if you're interested in following a specific team and you don't want to pay hospitality level prices, okay? So, yeah. Where did Mexico FIFA tickets? When do Mexico FIFA go on tickets? I mean, it's going to be sold through FIFA.com, folks. Everybody's going to be through FIFA.com. I got a message saying they were going on sale yet. By who, JJ? Yeah, you might be confused here because I don't know what you're talking. Where you're coming from. You got a VIP ticket to the final. It was $30K. Okay, so you just got the ticket to the final. I'm not familiar with that specific package because they're only selling the venue one or something to that effect. Did you get a good deal? I mean, yeah, it was cheaper yesterday, right? Italy was cheaper yesterday. That's what I thought. Italy's was cheaper yesterday. They must have seen our live, and they said, shit, we got to push this up $500. Yo, it is confirmed that FIFA and On Location is watching our stuff, folks. But going back to you, Mohammed, I don't know if you got a good deal for 30K because I don't know the exact details of your package. I don't know if you're traveling or not. End of the day, folks, when people ask me, hey, is this a good deal? More often than not, the first question I'm going to ask you is, do you feel it was a good deal? Because you're the one purchasing it, right? I mean, I could tell you it was a bad deal or not a bad deal, but it's up to you. You're the one that decides to buy this, right? So there you go. There you go. All right. Will New York's NYC fans get priority for World Cup final at MetLife? Probably not. That's probably not how that's going to work. This process seems stressful and complicated. It is. That's why you're following me, Travel Football Fan. That's why. That's why you're subscribed to my YouTube. That's why we're doing all these things right now. I might as well do this now when I have the time now before my life gets a little bit more complicated in a good way. I will reveal why in due time. But that's why I'm doing this now, okay? That's why I'm doing this now, okay? I'm doing all of these lives now. I'm doing all this stuff now to get us monetized quickly, but also because I got changes in my life coming, fam, but I'm not revealing what exactly those changes are just yet, okay? You got an offer like a discount because of my work. Well, Mr. Mohammed, I don't know exactly what your circumstances are, so I can't really tell you what if it was cheaper or not, relative to comparing it to the On Location or comparing it to some of these other places. So unfortunately, I can't really tell you whether you got a good deal or not. So yeah. But at the end of the day, if you feel peace and comfort about your package for the final, and you feel like you're gonna enjoy, if that joy and excitement is worth 30K, who am I to tell you that was not worth 30K for you? As long as you don't get into financial debt, as long as you don't owe the wrong people money, anything like that, who am I to tell you you spent your money wrong? I can only advise you how to go about your things. But if that happiness of going to the final is worth 30K and not going into debt, papi, that's your money. I ain't gonna tell you don't pay for it. I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be like that. So all I want y'all to do is just be financially smart about your purchases. Be financially savvy about your purchases. Okay. All right. Other questions we got here. Only info. So info on. Any new packs? No new packs. Do you have any info on the Mexico games? We don't. Like I said, I'm partners with Absolute Sport. We are selling travel packages for those Mexico games. You want to go to the inaugural? We're offering the inaugural. If you want to go to the 2 Mexico City games, we can do that. Or you want to follow Mexico throughout, we can do that too for you. So go ahead and DM me afterwards. Send me a message on Instagram, on TikTok. I'll send you over the information for Mexico, okay? Talk to us about Barca. That was a crazy first half. I had to go coach our tryouts, so I wasn't able to see the full game, but 3-3, all to play for. Hospitality packages are only for the U.S. stadium games only. That is correct, Omar. It is only for the U.S. games, right? The U.S. geographically located games. It's kind of complicated to say, but that's what it is. Put the tickets in Klarna. FIFA wants their cash, fam. Granted, all of these packages, they do offer payment plans, right? So there is that. Simpsons did predict Mexico, Portugal, folks, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Mexico's not playing in the U.S. No, so Mexico is not playing in the United States, chat. Mexico is not playing in the United States. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna put the be right back to switch the websites around. Let me go ahead and open up the World Cup schedule, okay? But no, at least for the group stage, Mexico is not playing in the United States. Look, to be completely honest, that would be the dumbest thing they could do. That would be the absolute dumbest thing that they could do. To be completely honest with you, like, why? Why would they do that? Like, they're Mexico, for crying out loud. Go play in your country. Go play in front of the fans that want to support you. Okay. All right. So in front of the screen here, for those of you that are watching on YouTube or Instagram, you will have the schedule pop up in front of you. Okay. Before I go dive into the schedule, let me go ahead. Which package do you think you're getting? For hospitality, probably none. If they sell a single day ticket, I'll consider it. Okay, so I'll have to wait and see. But the prices ain't looking good, fam. The prices ain't looking good. Will people living in the U.S. have a chance to purchase tickets earlier? We probably will, but nothing confirmed yet. Okay? Okay, so World Cup schedule's in front of you, folks, on the screen on YouTube and on Instagram, okay? So the first game will be played in Mexico City, in the Estadio Azteca. Perfecto. Then the next game for Mexico will be match 28. That will be June 18 in Guadalajara. Then they're going to go back to Azteca June 24th to play their third and final match. Now, if they finish in first, this pathway isn't fully highlighted. Okay, well, it'll be pretty easy, okay? If Mexico finishes first, they go and they will stay in Mexico City and play on June 30th, the round of 32 match. If Mexico wins that game, they go and stay in Mexico for match number 92, Sunday, July 5th. Okay? If they win that game, they go to Miami, Saturday, July 11th. If they win that game, they go to Atlanta, Wednesday, July 15th, then the final, or third place. Okay? If Mexico was to finish in second place, then they will go to Los Angeles to play the second place of Group B. Now, why do I mention that? Because that could be Canada. So, in a weird setup of this tournament, if Mexico finishes second in their group and Mexico finishes second in their group and Canada finishes second in their group, they could be playing against each other in Los Angeles. Okay? And then if they win that game, where is it that they go? Oh my goodness, I had this memorized. I think they go to Houston. I believe it. Yes, I believe they go to Houston here, and then they go to Dallas. Is it Houston or Dallas or Boston? No, not Dallas. Excuse me. Houston, then Boston, then Dallas. I think it's the pathway. If I didn't have that correct, please let me know in the chat. I'm pretty sure that was the pathway. Okay, for Mexico if they finish second. There is of course a potential pathway for Mexico if they finish third. Remember that we're gonna have the 8 best third place teams. Proceed to the next round. So, yeah. Can you please send the link to this website to the chat, please? I have to sign in over here. Just go ahead and Google this on Yahoo Sports. I also do have the schedule on my website, travelfootballfan.com as well. Sorry, I did not sign in here, so it's just going to open up a bunch of other additional browsers in the meantime. So Alex, just go ahead and message me afterwards, or you just go to sports.yahoo.com and they'll have the schedule right there for you. Mexico finishing in second. Last time they finished first was 2002. Odds are against Mexico for first, but they are playing at home. Well, supposedly, right? Because they barely play their games at home. So, yeah. You think this World Cup's going to be harder to get tickets than Qatar was? Yeah, absolutely. Of course it's going to be harder. Folks, we should anticipate this process to be harder. Okay? This will be a harder process to get tickets, all right? In part the demand, in part the prices. So technically, Mexico gets first in the group. They will not come to the U.S. unless they get that far, which has not been done by them yet. Correct. That is correct. And the first game that will be in the United States for them will be Miami. So they would go Mexico City, Guadalajara, Mexico City, Miami, Atlanta, and then back to Miami or New York if they were able to make that magical run. Correct. If Romania was supposedly to qualify, would you know where they would play in the States? No, because the draw is not until December, folks. We will not know where any team is playing other than USA, Mexico, Canada until December when the draw happens. No, it'll be pointless to speculate where a team could play because It'd be dumb. It'd be dumb. It'd be dumb. Anyone that tells you they know where that team's got to play, they're telling you bullshit, bro. They're telling you bullshit. So yeah, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know yet. I don't live in Atlanta. I live in the D.C. area. Any chance Mexico's coming to Glendale for Gold Cup quarterfinals? Well, we could talk about Gold Cup, but I have not done the pathways yet, so I apologize. I will waste your time if I try to answer it right now, but I don't know. That's the answer. I apologize for that. I should do a little bit more of pathways for Gold Cup, but quite frankly, I'm also over the Gold Cup as well. I would maybe give it more coverage if they had any sort of games here in the East Coast, but they don't. So go figure. It's just one of those things where you're just like, all right, sure, Gold Cup is happening. Whoop-de-doo. Type of situation. I know it means a lot for a lot of the other countries, of course. Not trying to, diss them in any way, shape, or form. It's just in terms of money, right? Again, considering if the strategy, if your idea is to come to the World Cup, why would you be spending money for the Gold Cup? In large amounts. If it's just one game, yeah, go to one game. But yeah, if you're trying to save money for the World Cup, not really a good idea to be following your team throughout, between Texas and California, because that's basically how they set up the travel for the Gold Cup. It's kind of weird, but that's exactly how they did it. So, yeah. Okay. All right, folks, what other questions do we have? I feel like I want to end this short. I want to end it at 40 minutes, which means we have about 3 minutes left. So let's go ahead and end it right here. Again, really not too much to talk about the Club World Cup hospitality packages. Avoid them. There really isn't any point in purchasing them. If the tickets for the Club World Cup are already difficult to acquire because of how expensive they are, the hospitality makes even less sense to acquire. So skip on those. Again, the on-location hospitality tickets are on sale now for some of you. You can go ahead and check those out. But again, as we reviewed 2 days ago on my live, which you can go ahead and check out on my YouTube playlist, they are super expensive. And, maybe the ones that make the most sense for you are follow your team, right? So you pick a team, they're averaging around $7,000 for four games. 3 of the group stage for your team, and then that 4th game if your team qualifies to the next round, or if your team doesn't make it out of the group, then it will give you the ticket to the first place of that group. So say if your team plays against Brazil and Brazil finishes first, then you got a Brazil ticket, and if your team doesn't make it out, then you got a Brazil ticket. So you could do that with hospitality, right? Averaging around $7K. Or you can also do with Absolute Sport, which I'm partners with. We're offering travel packages that are more, I would say, valuable in the sense that it's not just hospitality. You get your category 1, 2, or 3 ticket, whichever one you want to purchase, and then you get your hotel included. You get your game day transportation included, breakfast included. That's gonna be better for you if if you just get stressed out about planning your travels. You're concerned about not getting specific tickets like for the final or for the inaugural game. Then go ahead and consider Absolute Sport. Like I said, I'm partners with them. I am making commission on those sales. So if you wish to support my work in a very big way, I'd be very thankful for that. Go ahead and DM me. I'll send you the information via email. So that way you can see, shop around. That's the best thing I can tell you how to do, okay? Shop around. Whatever you purchase, at the end of the day, I want you to be happy about it. Okay? Whether that is hospitality, whether that is with Absolute Sport, you go from there. So do I recommend booking a hotel and plane ticket now if we're going to the Club World Cup game, or wait? I would do it now. Why would you wait till later? Because, again, we don't know the economic conditions moving forward. For example, I did read that a lot of airlines, a lot of hotels are seeing sales dip because of economic uncertainty. That hasn't necessarily correlated with reduced prices. For example, with airlines, rather than reduce the price of flights, right, to entice more people to buy more tickets to fly, what they've done is they've cut out routes. They've adjusted schedules to fly less. So that means the price of that airline ticket is still going to be the same, if not higher, as you get closer to flight time, because they've cut out availability. So yes, buy your stuff now. The earlier, the better. Volunteer here, got my position. Only way I'm going to attend the FIFA 25 tournament. That lady, hopefully you can sneak in, watch a game. I don't know how they're going to do it. But hopefully you can at least watch a game out of that. So good stuff. Will the prices be similar to the 7K hospitality tickets? What, JJ? For the Absolute Sport? No. Right? No, because it's not hospitality. Okay? Like I said, send me the DM. I'll email you the information, and you can go ahead and shop around and you can see for yourself. All right? But no, they're not going to be the same price. Right? And obviously take into account, you're adding hotel, you're adding your game day transportation. So that's all that value that's being baked into the price, as opposed to on location where you're just doing the hospitality, right? They ain't gonna cover anything else. Nothing else is covered, just the hospitality ticket to the stadium. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, all right, folks. Any other questions? Will it be cheaper to watch a game in the U.S. in the U.S. versus Canada? I don't know about that, because again, it's a difficult question to answer, because what if you have to travel? What if you want to travel to the game that you want to go to? That doesn't make it any cheaper. Basically the cheapest way to watch the 2026 World Cup is to stay at home, right? Stay at home, watch the game at home, and that's it. That's really the only cheapest way you could, watch the World Cup in person. You go to the game closest to you, right? If you live in one of the host cities, perfect. Say if you live in Chicago or Denver, one of these big metropolitan areas that don't have World Cup games, where you're going to have to go and travel to the nearest city to you. So, yeah, cheap is relative. It's a relative term in regards to this World Cup, because it is going to depend on a lot of factors, and a lot of factors that we can't control, like the strength of the economy, other political factors involved, which is why I talk about the politics also, because they could affect very much so how we're going to experience this World Cup. So we'll have to wait and see. All right. Final questions before I end this live. I think we'll keep it short here. So in that way, I'll respect your time. I got to go ahead and prepare for some additional coaching tonight. I think we're doing more tryouts tonight for our U12 and U13 teams. So since I'm the coach on the U12s, very important that I'm out there, reviewing talent, and hopefully we'll get some good players in for next season. But in the meantime, final questions, rapid fire. Go ahead and ask them. Again, thank you so much for your sintonia, for your watch. Okay. Yes, I know I can get Real Madrid Salzburg for $60. Okay. I mean, there you go. You can get Real Madrid versus Salzburg for $60. So if you're a big Real Madrid fan, go for it. Again, make sure you follow me across all socials, TikTok, Instagram, TikTok. May 1st, I already started dumping a bunch of videos there. Please watch, please reshare. This algorithm needs to get me back on some good views, man, because I need to keep getting money off of TikTok, or else I'm kind of screwed in that respect. YouTube, hey, we're about to hit. We're aiming for that 3,000 watch hours. Hopefully by May 15, we can get to 3,000 watch hours. And hopefully by July 4th, we can hit the 4,000 watch hours. I would love to hit that goal as soon as possible. So in that way, all future content will get monetized on YouTube, and that's just going to help me out tremendously, folks. Again, I am partners with Absolute Sport. If you're interested in purchasing World Cup travel packages, okay, for 2026, for next summer, go ahead and DM me on TikTok or Instagram if you want more information about those travel packages, which will include your game ticket, hotel, game day transportation, breakfast, and other things as well. So that's going to really help you out a lot as well for for those travels, in case you just are too stressed about planning your travels, or you're worried about not being able to get those must have tickets for the World Cup. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Again, folks, regular tickets will go on sale September 2025. We don't know the process yet, but you best believe I will get on the live and announce and pretty much discuss those details as soon as we find them out. And again, the draw is December 2025. Might be Vegas. That's the leading contender. DC still maybe in the running because, trompito. But anyway, all right. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much, folks. Really appreciate your time. Thank you. All right.